Hey everybody, welcome back to Vedic Sage. I'm Dr. Dhaliwal. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Dhatus from an Ayurvedic perspective. So Dhatus comes from the root word dha, which means to hold or to contain. So Dhatus are the tissue that holds and contains the actual structure of the organs within the body. So there's 7 main Dhatus from an Ayurvedic perspective: Rasa, Rakta, Mamsa, Mida, Ashti, Majja, and the genital organs or sex organs, Shukra and Artava. So we'll take a look at each individual Dhatu, starting off with Rasa. So if we were to take a blood sample and spin it down in a centrifuge, the part that would be at the bottom is the hematocrit of the blood, and the top portion would be considered the plasma. So that top portion of that blood sample that's been spun down is considered rasa. So rasa, from an Ayurvedic perspective, is the plasma or the lymph within the body. And that would contain the electrolytes of the body and giving volume to the circulatory system. The next major dhatu is rakta dhatu, which again, if you were to spin down that blood, the bottom portion, the hematocrit, is the red blood cells and platelets. So the red blood cells would pick up the oxygen from the alveoli of the lungs and transport that oxygen to the peripheral tissue. Likewise, the red blood cells would pick up the CO2 and take it back to the alveoli and allow us to breathe it off through gas exchange. So the red blood cells allow for gas exchange. The next major dhatu is a mamsa dhatu, which is the muscular tissue. So mamsa dhatu contains 3 primary types of muscles: the smooth involuntary muscles, for example, within the GI tract, or the bronchial smooth muscles, the skeletal voluntary muscles that allows for locomotion, and the multinucleated cardiac muscles. So that's the mamsa dhatu. So mida dhatu contains all the fat tissue within the body, whether that be the subcutaneous fat that's under skin, the fat that may be contained within the omentum. So mida dhatu is the fat tissue anywhere within the body. So ashti dhatu is the bone tissue. And we'll talk about this in greater detail, but each of these tissues also has a byproduct. For example, the byproduct of ashti or bone tissue is the teeth, hair, and nails. The next major dhatu is a majja dhatu, which is the nervous tissue and the bone marrow. So this can be the brain, central nervous system, the brain and the spinal cord. It can be the peripheral nervous system of the spinal nerves that come off, or the nerves that come off the spinal cord. Likewise, majja dhatu is also the bone marrow that's contained within certain types of bone. Okay, and that helps to produce the red blood cells. And lastly, the final dhatu or final tissue from an Ayurvedic perspective is Shukra and Artava, which are the male and female sex organs. So this was just an overview of the major 7 dhatus, or the 7 main tissues that make up the whole body and all the organs contained within the body. So in the next videos to come, we're going to be talking about how the doshas, Vata, Pitta, and Kapha, affect the dhatus, the tissues of the body, and see what signs and symptoms would take place depending on which dosha and which dhatu are affected. Okay guys, I hope you enjoyed. Until next time, take care.